but his confidence, according to his trainer, Rudy Hernandez, is soaring. 2 knockouts, including one of James Kirkland, as he comes into this fight. Meanwhile, Paul the Punisher Williams says, nothing has changed. I'm 40-2. Yes, I've lost fights, but I'm still the same man, and I'm going to get back into the conversation starting tonight against Ishida.
Early in this fight, it will be interesting to see if Ishida tries to press the action. I think he's better off letting the fight come to him and make Paul Williams make mistakes, which Paul does do. Like that, lunging with the left hand, and the counter right is there.
Ishida just throw a roundhouse overhand right, the same punch that looked like Sergio Martinez caught Paul Williams with. Maybe he's been watching a lot of tape. Maybe he thinks that's going to be the punch that gives him victory tonight.
Although Martinez hit Williams with the left that floored Paul Williams and stopped him cold. Straight left hand by Williams.
Paul Williams is a volume puncher. One of his great strengths, and the reason he wins those close decisions that some people have questioned the first time against Martinez and of course against Lara, is he throws so many punches.
Coming off a 12-round majority,
decision. We haven't seen that, have we?
Williams fighting for the first time in 7 months. He said he had to take a step away from boxing, clear his mind, rest his body. Then they got back to work, trying to get back on the road to superstar.
Williams having a very good first round here. There's a nice counter left hook by Ishida. But Williams is doing what he does when he's effective, and that is throw lots of punches, and a bunch of them get in.
Now, I see one thing Williams is doing, and I think he needs to improve on. He's being really lazy with that left hand.
Yes.
Sometimes he's leaning in, and it's coming back very slow, and it gives the opponent a chance to counter. He has to snap that left hand and deliver it and bring it right back.
That's always been his problem, yes. And it languishes out there, and that's when he gets hit with punches. And Ishida has a good counter right hand. That may be a key for him.
Nobuhiro Ishida coming off a first-round knockout win in a tune-up versus Edson Espinoza in Mexico City in November. 2009.
You know, it's not exciting for Ishida right now, but I think he's done the right thing in round 1. Let this fight come to him and see what Paul Williams presents to him, even if he gave a round away, which he might have. Paul Williams, it worked out. Blows, and that's what leaves him vulnerable. And he's a volume puncher, but doing, I think, a little more judiciously will help him. He doesn't have to be quite as busy. And for Ishida, the counter right will work as it did against James Kirkland. He hasn't thrown it yet, and he should let the fight come to him, as I mentioned, and capitalize on Williams' errors, and we'll see if that makes itself available. And he's got to stay confident, be a believer. He now does believe in himself, as we've pointed out.
Ishida says that he's fighting for his country after the devastating earthquake, tsunami, and nuclear catastrophe. Lives in Osaka, Japan. He was born in Kumamoto. Second round scheduled for 12 in the junior middleweight division. Paul Williams, two-time world champion in red and white. Ishida in the
know what a tonight. That's getting any effective body punching in, because Paul Williams have that Paul Williams have that cup up around his rib cage.
lose his trunks, I think. They need to call time and fix that. They really do.
That's a southpaw style, the conventional style, getting tangled up right there with the feet.
Williams coming in off a 7-month layoff after that Lara fight. He took some time just to clear his head and not think about boxing. There's been so much, reaction to that Lara fight, and he feels he's coming with a clearer head.
Let's join Jim Gray.
Hey Gus, Tavares Cloud's mom, Mrs. Smith, fainted after the fight. She was revived by the doctors. They got her up on her own power. She's back in the locker room. The doctor says she's doing fine, resting comfortably, and should be okay to go. Gus?
Thank you very much, Jim. What a moment of anticipation for the Cloud family.
A lot of drama acted out in that ring after that fight. Ishida with a nice left hand. Paul Williams doing a very nice job in these rounds of throwing his combinations, landing. But Ishida is starting to land some counter punches.
And now the referee, John Shorley, will help him put his trunks up. Those trunks are very high, Antonio, as you mentioned.
Remember the Martin Short character, Ed Grimley? He used to have the pants all the way up to his chest. That's what it kind of looks like. That's an obscure reference.
40 seconds to go in the second round of our main event. Paul Williams, the Punisher, versus Nobuhiro Ishida.
So far, this is the way Paul Williams would want this fight to go. He's been able to have more volume. He's thrown twice as many punches about as Ishida has, and he's landed.
Nice straight left hand to the body by Paul Williams.
Let him go, let him go, let him go.
14 seconds.
Let him go, let him go. Let him go. Let him go.
And we will follow Paul Williams into his corner. George Peterson, who's been with Paul since he was 16 years old, is his trainer.
Let your hands go more. To the body, and you hurt me to the body. Keep the body shots going. But listen, you got to go in numbers. This guy is ready to go if you put them together. Pick your shots and put them together. You got me? Yeah, but you got to go behind the feint. Get me? Go behind.
Then missing, then quick. Southpaw punch. Okay, southpaw. Stay.
And for Rudy Hernandez, there's a translation going on in the corner for Nobuhiro Ishida from his very good friend Daisuke. Now Williams comes out working quickly with a combination. Williams told us he wants to look, not only does he want to win this fight, he has to look impressive. And he drops Ishida. And that will be ruled a slip or a foot.
Yeah, I don't think there was any punch that sent him down, but the work before that by Paul Williams was very good. Paul Williams' jab tonight has been very effective.
Williams snapping that jab.
A moment ago, you saw Williams. Now, there's a good straight left hand. You saw him lunge with the left and be open for the counter right, but Ishida just couldn't pull the trigger.
Yeah, that's where he needs to improve at. I mean, you need the double jab and then drop the left hand. Don't just throw it out there and not snap it right back. That's one of the first rules you learn in boxing.
Williams loves to fight inside, even though he's a tall fighter. He's been criticized for leaning in at times during his career.
And that goes because I think it's because he's so tall and has such large height advantage over these guys. He's have to reach down at them. But as you advance to this level, championship level, those guys are waiting on that counter and that lazy left hand.
The show stats numbers reveal that he has thrown twice as many and just landed pretty much twice as many punches as Ishida has.
Nice jab by Ishida.
Ishida, burst on the scene with that win over Kirkland. Before that, he had been a
Beautiful straight left hand.
Yeah.
Excuse me,
No, it's okay.
Al. Beautiful straight left hand by Paul Williams.
And that's how you want to deliver that left hand. And he's doing some good uppercuts also in body work. So, you know, Paul just can't get careless because he feels that he's in another class over Ishida. He has to stay focused in this fight.
Been the best round for Williams so far. He's using the stick. Great upper body movement by Williams. He looks fresh, like the 7 months really did him some good.
He's fighting very well, and you know he's doing what he does when he's at his best. There was a nice counter right by Ishida. That was the best moment Ishida's had in this fight. See if he got the attention of Paul Williams at all.
He followed that up with a good little short body shot inside as well.
Oh, there
Nice
you
left
go.
hook by Ishida.
That may have hurt Paul Williams. Now power punching from Ishida.
Williams tying him up. 17 seconds to go in the third. Right hook by Paul Williams. Getting through. Williams rolling that left hand, which could cost him later on.
We see the moment when, as Antonio pointed out, the lefty-righty situation came into effect, stepping on the foot. That's happened a number of times with lefties and righties, and that's how Ishida went down. That was early in the round. Later on in the round, Paul Williams showing us that straight left hand when he delivers it effectively, and he brought it back pretty quickly. Later in the round, there's the right hand and the hook from Ishida as Paul Williams leaves himself vulnerable and open. Subtle shift at the end of that last round. We don't know if it'll continue, but Ishida started to at least throw and land some power punches.